Hey everyone! Thanks for tuning in. This is Jen on Acre by the Creek. Today I'm going to be thinning out some of my seedling cells. I had a lot of plants come up in the same cell, and so I just want to put them into some individual pots. That way they have a little bit more room to grow until it's time for them to go outside. So you can see that I have several plants coming out of each individual cell. And that's true for a lot of my starters. A lot of tomatoes, some squashes. To complete this project, I have all of my seedling starts, some plastic cups to transplant them into, some labeling sticks and a marker, a knife to poke holes into the bottom of the cups, and I have my potting soil in the bucket. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start first by putting a few drainage holes in the bottoms of my cups here to make sure that the water is draining away from the root systems. I just like to place the cup down onto the tabletop, and with this curved knife, I gently and carefully just kind of twist until a little hole appears, and I'll put like 4 into each cup just so that we have some good drainage. So just like this. And you can see there's just a few holes in there. The great thing about using these plastic cups is once I do get my plants planted into the ground, I will save these for next year. And then if I need to thin out any of my cells again, I've already got, you know, some cups that I can come back and reuse again. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a few of these started here, and then I'll meet you back so that we can get some of the potting soil in. Okay, so these are all the cups that I have on hand. I also have some Jiffy pots that I hadn't used up yet. And I also have some like store containers from some houseplants that I had bought that I saved. So next I'll just start breaking up the seedlings and putting potting soil into the containers to get them into a new temporary home. So I did go ahead and pre-moisten my soil here. You don't want to start out with a really dry mix. You want these plants to be happy and have some moisture when they get into their new cups. So I'm just going to go ahead and start filling up my cups with some of this soil mix. So I'm just going to kind of loosen up this Jiffy pot a little bit, and I'm sure I'm going to make a huge mess here. And I'm gently just going to try to get this out. All right, sweet. You can see we've got some nice roots happening here. And I'm just going to kind of start to break up this soil a little bit. Really, really gently, because I don't want to make these guys mad or sad. And then here I got 2 plants down, and I'm just gonna kind of start to crumble the soil a little bit. Feels like they're gonna come apart. And just like that, I've got my little tomato plant, and I will put him into this cup. So tomato plants, you can actually bury the stalk a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of a hole with my finger, make a spot for the plant, and then I'll get my little seedling here, and I'm going to drop that right into that hole that I created. And then I'm going to grab a little bit more potting mix and fill in here. For the peppers, I'm not going to bury as much of the stalk of the plant. The tomatoes, they'll grow roots from their stalk if you bury them, but the peppers need to not be buried as deeply. So just keep that in mind if you're trying this at home. So here is this first one. And I'll just repeat this process a few times. You can see how quickly the zucchini got pretty big here. So I'm gonna tap it out and we're gonna see some of this root system. These things take off super quick. Look at all of these roots already. I'm gonna insert the date from when I started these, but these are really only maybe 3 weeks old and they have all these roots put out. As I work on these zucchinis, I am gonna make the hole for the roots bigger because obviously it is a larger root ball that you're trying to put in here. So just kind of putting a few fingers in there and making a nice wide hole for them. And then just gently, again, massaging these roots to loosen up that soil until I can get one free. Just like this. So really nice, big root system on these guys. And just gently pack him in. Okay, so I am starting to run out of material here. I have so much going on. I filled up all of my cups. I did have some of these Dixie cups that I had from a few years ago. So they're a little bit smaller than I like, but it's better than nothing, and my cells are really overcrowded, so I just have to individualize these plants. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these because it's what I have at home. I am gonna go ahead and put a hole in the bottom of these cups as well, just so that we have some drainage pulling the water away from the roots. These will be easier because they're paper. Just a nice quick little hole in the bottom here. It has been a beautifully productive day today getting these plants repotted into their individual homes. I got lots of them done. I probably have a little bit over 100 plants now. I did do a poll on my Instagram to see if anybody was interested in some plants, and it seems like the interest is there. So I am gonna try to get some plants out to some friends and neighbors who are interested, because there's no way that I'm gonna be able to utilize all of these plants on my own. And I'm actually gonna end up moving these all out to the greenhouse, which I'm really excited about. I've only had a couple of broccoli and cauliflower out there, and it's so nice and toasty, and they are all thriving really well. So I'm going to take everything out to the greenhouse until it's time to get the plants in the ground. No, it doesn't fit. All right, this tray's not. Sorry about the background noise, guys. Nick is mowing the grass right now, but I just wanted to show you that I literally just always try to use what I have. My boot tray wasn't fitting on one of the shelves, so I found a big Tupperware container's lid, and it had the indentation to be a tray, and it'll work out perfectly for bottom watering these plants until they're ready to go out. I am gonna put the boot tray in the center of the greenhouse, right in the bottom. I'll just put that in at the very end when I'm done bottom watering everything, so that I can have room to walk around in there and stuff. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, getting those plants repotted. I'm so excited for a couple weeks to move them out into the garden. I just wanted to thank Gary at The Rested Garden. I have watched his YouTubes for years, and that is where I've learned a lot of my gardening know-how is from his channel. Gary's channel is where I originally learned how to do this, how to thin out my cells. I can link that video down below for you guys so that you can check it out. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, it is Acre by the Creek. You can see a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I try to post on Instagram on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and to my stories whenever it's relevant. If you guys could please subscribe to my brand new channel, I would really, really appreciate it. Also, like this video, share it with your friends, and comment. I really would appreciate your guys' support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.